Hi Virgo, welcome to your monthly reading for June 2016. I am Renee Michelle and this is my channel on YouTube, Chronicles of a Hoodoo Spiritualist. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the club. I want to thank you guys for the likes, the shares, and the comments. My goodness, they mean the world and you know it. Here we go. Spiritual awareness is up. It should be up before these videos load. Also want to let you guys know that if you have gotten spiritual work from me and you have taken your spiritual bath and we did not do a conclusion or a consultation or a reading after your spiritual work was finished, please contact me. If you had, I gave you baths to do, you're supposed to tell me that they're done. And if you have not taken the bath that I've given you, then you need to do it. Also, if you please check your email if you even contacted me about spiritual work and I told you you needed spiritual work done, because I think there's a couple of people that I did it by accident, so hey, that's free, but they need to get in the tub, right? So please contact me. Also, what else? The spiritual group, Virgo, I'm taking them as they come. So as I load, right now I'm not taking any more for 2. I got 5. I contacted 3. I got 2 more to contact to let them know they're in a group. And like I said, I believe that's going to be Tuesdays for that group. I'm letting them know ahead of time that it's going to be on a Tuesday. That's what they're telling me. I'm not doing a waiting list. Y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do a quick video that'll load after all the reading. Gotcha. All right. That's gonna load after the readings to tell you why. If you want to book with me for a reading, it's hoodoospiritualist.net. The specials this week are $25 for an hour. The $25 for an hour is if you do not need spiritual work or don't feel that you need spiritual work. If you feel like you need spiritual work, then you need to do the $15. Huh? Sorry, I got lost track. All right, and that's hoodoospiritualist.net. Book online at the top right to book and pay. If you go to the bottom of my website, that means you're just leaving me an email, okay? That's not to book. King of Coins, right? That's y'all. At your purest of self. Y'all are grown. Grown ass people. But you know what this also means? This also means feeling secure, like on that level of security and self. Also about having good finances, have your finances in order and being financially secure, right? All of this underneath the surface. This month, coming into this month, I feel like you want to get your emotions under control, right? Because as soon as you do, you're going to head off. I'm going to run, right? But I feel like your emotions also are a little unbalanced in the habit you want to just pick up your stuff and leave, right? And you're running away from the emotional imbalance. Like you don't want to deal with the emotional part of what's going on in your world, so you just want to run off. Because coming into this month, right, the beginning of the month, we have the Knight of Fire or the Knight of Wands, which tells me that you are not going on, oh, I need to get a certain amount of education or I need to have a certain amount of money in the bank. And you just feel like you're creative enough to do it. So you're taking off with this energy, but it's really an anger. And it's just The anger is festering and going in circles on you. It's really festering. And I feel like it has something to do about the past. About the past in your childhood, about a past relationship that you keep looking back on. And you're mad because it didn't work out, but on the same token, you know that it wasn't supposed to. And instead of looking at the bad parts, you're looking at the good parts. Because when you look at the bad parts, Virgo, you won't be pissed off at all. Here we go with the Knight of Coins, right? So after this, right, after you look back on the past and realize, oh, you know what else? You realize just taking off at the shooting off is not the best thing, because you start thinking about the past. You say, wait a minute, last time I just went off running, right? Not worried about finance or nothing. I got myself into trouble. So then towards, then you say to yourself, you know what? I need to slow down and really make a plan about where I want to go forward. And that's what the Knight of Coins is about. And overall, because you want to receive this certain level of education, this certain level of expansion of knowledge, expansion of mind, expansion of the brain, right? You want to expand, whether it's through psychic ability, whether it's through channeling, whether it's through energy transfer, whatever it is, you want to expand your mind, right? But you need to take the time. You realize that you need to take the time to do it, right? You need to take the time to plan for that trip around the world where you stop at all these countries and you see France and you see Japan and you see China and all this other stuff. But you really need to pump the brakes and be you and plan it out, right? Because in the middle of the month, you are the 9 of Wands with the 5 of Coins. So you keep going over the same thing with different people, right? Different outside, different outfit, different costume, same situation, right? And this is you growing up and saying, yo, I keep going through the same thing over again, and acknowledging it and knowing it in yourself. So it's about the red flags, right? Spiritual awareness. Now it's time for you to learn the patterns of the red flags that you ignored in every single one of those relationships that would have kept you from getting hurt, harmed, or in trouble. And I feel like this whole thing, whatever this last one is really worrying the hell out of you, especially with finances, because you know it's happened in the past before, and you know you've done it before, and you're worried about going into the future with all this baggage and knowing that you know the red flags, but you can't help yourself when it comes to getting into these relationships. Because the worrying and being in this situation again, now you have to tame your mouth and everything else. You're trying to balance yourself. There's an upheaval here, right? Because that anger from the beginning of the month is still festering, right? And it's coming out in your mouth, right? And you cannot control your mouth for anything during the middle of June. And what the Strength card is about is taking that time to understand and know what the real reason is behind you mouthing off like that. And that should be what you should be finding out. And what I feel like is that you need just to take a physical, mental, and emotional break. When you rest your body physically, your mind and your emotions are allowed to rest and build and grow, right? Because in the last week of the month, Virgo, I have the 6 of Wands. So I feel like you're gonna be victorious over this situation, this repetitive situation that you keep getting in. You're gonna learn how to move forward. I also feel like the second card is the 8 of Coins. So I feel like you're gonna find victory in finding something that you really love to do, regardless of the money, right? And the King of Fire is you getting your mouth under control. Yes, right? And then but there is a level of abusiveness, and it might be by that King of Swords in the beginning. So that's a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini may be abusive towards you, because it's the king, and then it says that you need a physical break, and then here's the Devil card, which is abuse, right? So I feel like they may be abusing you a little bit. 9 of Swords, the outcome of the month for Virgo is the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is anxiety. The 9 of Swords is you staying up all night. And the 2 of Swords is, right, you're unable to make a decision, right? Because you're up at night rolling in your head, rolling in your head, trying to make this choice, but ain't making nothing. Because the Two of Swords is you knowing that you have to make a choice, pretending like you can or that you don't have to, right? So good luck, Virgo. Enjoy the month. Stay blessed, and I share. You know I love you. Peace.